call them episodic. So I'm gonna be back here every year asking you, once you hit this number, to maintain 25, at least a 25% participation rate among the alumni in terms of giving. Now, that sounds like that might be daunting in this sense. So what would you say the participation rate was for this past year? Anybody have a guess?
12.
Anybody else?
7.
7, 8, 12. You must have been looking at the number.
That was a guess.
No, but it was 12, and it only got to 12 in the last month. When I did this presentation a few weeks ago, it was 8%. But in the last, people give at the end of the year, so we've gotten up to about 12. So remember I told you Claflin just got in the top 10? What do you think their participation rate was? Or is? What do you think it's 28? That's good.
17.
17. They're in the top 10 in the country now. Somebody think
Probably 40.
51%.
Wow.
51%. 50. I'm asking you to do half a class. No, I'm serious. But I say that, but it's more important. Forget about classes. Compared to your own self. I'm not asking you to do anything you haven't done before.
No.
In 2013, 14 was it? 2015, I have the numbers here somewhere. You were over 20 something, you were at 22%.
22%.
Yeah, you're at 22%. It's not, I'm not asking you to do anything you haven't done before. You need to, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here. You guys are here. So we need to go out and find those Smithites who are near and dear to your hearts, who hold Johnson C. Smith University near and dear to their heart, and say, look, give something.
Can you clarify when you talk about the participation? It can be as small as, or obviously one large.
Well, I'm going to talk about what I'd like the minimum to be. I mean, the participation rate, it could be anything. It could be $5, anything like that. I need more than $5 for if we're going to make this happen. But it really can be. So the participation rate is important. So anything you can give, we'll take. But I'm going to tell you what I'd like to get. I didn't get to that part yet. But we got to get that participation rate. And you've done it before. You've done it. It's not that you were 22%.
Did you?
That was in the campaign.
Yeah, did anyone drill down what happened that year?
You were in the middle of a campaign. But you were constantly in the 18, 19, and it kind of fell off. And part of it might be, we just finished a campaign. It was a $160 million campaign, successful campaign. People have theories about, giving fatigue. And that might be it. But if you were tired, what's that song, No Ways Tired? You can't be tired now because we need you now. We need you now more than anything else. Remember, we're on probation primarily because of financial needs. And one of the biggest evidences of it is the lack of giving by alumni. And that's what other people, before people give us money, they wanted the first question. I mean it, I'm not lying. Look at that, first when I went to them, they said, how much your alumni get? I said, well, we're gonna get that up. That's what I promised them. So that's why I'm appealing to you now. And so before I can go back and bring more money, we gotta see some evidence here. So 25%, get what you can. But I want you to give at least, so I'm gonna give you a minimum. If you've never given before, and again, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, if you find somebody, say, look, hey, can't you find $250 at a minimum, $250, at a minimum, $250. But think about it this way. So I'm gonna give you some numbers here to think about it in this context. If we could get a quarter, let me see if I get this math right here. If we could get 2,000, which would be about 25%, I guess about 9,000 alumni, something like 8,000 to 9,000 alumni. Now, not all active, of course, right?
I get 9,000
who are reachable, right. To give, $400,000, I think that'll be about $800,000. Is that right? Is that math right? Is that 80,000? But it's not that much. What I need is about $400 on average from all of you. And what you're going to see in Ms. Bryant's letter is that you can see there's a pyramid. If we found one person to give 25,000, 3 people to give 10,000, and it just goes down in the pyramid, we can hit these numbers. And part of it is trying to get this on an annual basis. Now, I was talking to one of our alumni as you were walking in, that we got to get this on an annual basis. This is about your annual gift. Get in the habit of giving to your institution on an annual basis. And then we can talk to those of you that have been more successful than others about those special gifts that you might want to give. I mean, seriously, you should think about John C. Smith. One of the things that I've seen, and I saw this at Temple, and I saw it really at Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins is a juggernaut. I was only there for about 6 months, but I got to witness one of the best juggernauts in terms of development. But planned giving. If you have assets that are liquid, things that in the future that you might want to donate, believe me, we'll take anything. That's how a lot of these folks get over. So the other number is this $1 million. We're trying to get $1 million generated in terms of giving. That's our number. 25 and 1 million. 25 and 1 million. All right. But it's really important, again, as I said, I know it's for you to go out and spread the word. You'll be getting a communication from Christy Bryant in the next 2 weeks. You'll continually hear from me. We want to stay connected with you. I want to keep you apprised of what's going on. I look forward to seeing you all. I won't say it right now because I don't want my schedule, but I'm gonna try to get down here for that Lincoln game. So I'll try to be here for that, and I hope to see you all at homecoming. How many of you will be celebrating? Who graduated here on 9 and 4 next year, right? We'll be celebrating. Anybody here? We coming back for the reunion? All right, so I'll see you at reunion.
I'm 4.
Okay, good. So we'll see you at your reunions, but I just want to say this. Denise and I, notwithstanding these problems, I really do still feel very, very privileged to be leading this institution. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I think Johnson C. Smith is a special place. I think we can get over this bump in the road, and once we get over this bump in the road, I think the sky is the limit. And if we can continue to get support like we get from you all, I think we really, really can sustain success for Johnson C. Smith for another 151 years. Thank you very much.
Mr. President. This question.
I'm gonna listen. I don't want us. Remember, we haven't eaten, and I want everyone who has questions to at least get them out. So Thomasine, that means we're gonna come back to you. I want to get a few out first, and then some of you might want to ask a question later. We're gonna meet.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here. I'm not going anywhere, so I'll be around.
But
this question was also a suggestion, because I wanted clarity. When I used to work at General Electric had Johnson C. Smith as a matching donation. So if I made a donation to Johnson C. Smith through the GE, they would match my donation. But would Philadelphia alumni get credit for that? Or how would the books be able to?
I don't know. We'd have to check with the alumni office.
Because if you could make that happen, where my donation, because I put it to Johnson Smith and I give them a copy of what I did with the company, then it would increase our number for Philadelphia.
Yeah,
and if you targeted those 9,000 people that you can reach, and they all work at companies like that, you should encourage them to go through their companies and then get a record so they can get the
That's
points.
A strategy. That's
right.
a good strategy that we'll
And we already do that. We have a lot of alumni who have matching funds. And what we want you to do is also to go through you individually, because that raises the participation rate. But you will, because you are affiliated with Philadelphia chapter, you're going to get credit for that chapter.
So the chapter will get credit for it? Okay.
I will check with Katrina, in our office, but I do know we have a lot of matching funds.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to push.
Yes.
so let's get a couple more, and we're gonna go here and then Jamie.
I don't know, maybe I missed this, but is there a certain amount that you need before SAC evaluates us again in October?
So that's a great question. To be perfectly honest with you, no, there's not a certain amount. What we need to show, though, is progress. This year, the numbers as we've seen them as recently as last week were pretty low. So it would be great, as he suggested, if we could get the numbers up for this year and then start giving for next year. But there's no certain number that we need to show them. What we need to show them is improvement. So I've set the number at $1 million. That's what my expectation is. So that's the number, if there's a number, it's $1 million. What I'd like to see. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Jeannie Frazier Bryan, class of 67.
Yes.
And yes, and my class, we have conferences once a month. I did mention to that. And this was a question, I really don't understand it, but one of our accountants wanted to know, will the footnote of the financial statement be released? I don't know what that is, but I did say I would ask.
I'll tell you, I'll speak to that a little bit. So one of the issues that came up last, so we had a small success in 17, they're gonna see a bigger one in 18, and we are about to adopt the budget next week that's gonna show us continuing to go up. So the footnote, the question you asked is, are we gonna release the footnote? We're not gonna release it. But I would tell you, I mean, it was basically what they call a going concern issue. We think that notwithstanding that footnote, we gave them a plan to show that it should not have been a concern. But it might have been of some issue to them anyway. We hope not to have one this year.
You have a follow-up?
Oh,
I feel
pardon me.
like I'm out there waiting.
I know. Know what, in our last chapter meeting, we brought up the idea of if we could get the names of the recent graduates and all, and what we want to do is contact their families, because in our chapter we have once upon a time had associate members, people who didn't attend Johnson C. Smith but paid dues and also sent contributions. And we feel this is an avenue that we can pursue to get more funds down to the school.
I would
Yes.
give that request to
Right.
Right.
And call office,
Right.
and we'll give you that list.
Right, and-
or either admissions, we
Right.
have a director of admissions, and he will give you
We had a chapter member's father passed away recently, Denise Henderson. And I went into the alumni directory, and he was in there. And he apparently had been making an associate member, and he had been making contributions to the university. So I want to go to Ross and then Kathy, and I know Wanda from the alumni director wants to say a few words, and then I want to eat.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So those of you who might have questions, between choose. And then there's a lot of new faces in here, and I'm not sure whether we should go around the room. I mean,
Yeah.
let me think on that. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, let me think on, okay. Let's go Ross and then Kathy.
Mr. President, I'm interested in finding out, and I'm not talking interested in finding out what are some of the strategies around making giving fun. I think that, everyone asks, some people in here do monthly recurring gifts, so people are already kind of trending in that way, but I'm interested in what strategy did Claflin do, because it wasn't something they just did. It was a strategy, it was something to get that 51, it was maybe raffles, maybe at every homecoming, it was much more fanfare. They captivated the audience every time there was a large, I'm interested in how can we, what have we done? Because, Christie's letter is one thing and email is another, but we gotta look at some tradition of making things fun so that it's either easy to give, like I do recurring every month. Wanda knows that, maybe I can up that, it just comes out every month. But I don't know if my sorority does that. So I'm interested in what we can do to create energy around the ask, opposed to just
and I'm not the fundraiser in chief, but let me just say one thing about Claflin and other institutions that I think have been very successful. Part of it is, asking people without a relationship, it doesn't work. you need to be good. You need to be good stewards, right? You need there's a relationship that has to be built, and not that we have to touch everybody individually, personally, but there has to be a relationship. One of the things about Claflin, and Denise will tell you, she's on their alerts, right? Is it every day? Every day. Every day, she gets an alert from Claflin about something. And I've said to my marketing and staff, and you know, I've only been in 6 months, so as we do our goal setting and stuff, we get ready to do this, is that. That's what I said, don't hate on Claflin. I'm gonna emulate that. People need to feel that they are invested in something before they give it to us. I can come in and ask you all for money all day long, but if you don't feel invested in it, and part of the way that Claflin does it is they keep you connected. And our young, Sabrina is your young colleague. We were in a meeting the other day, and she said exactly kind of what you said. Said, Mr. President, with all due respect, and this is young. Where did she graduate? 3 years ago.
2012.
So she just graduated, but she's young, but she's bright. And she said, yes. Mr. President, we got to get connected. People are going to give if there's some connectedness. I think is the word she used in my office, and she's absolutely right. So part of the strategy is figuring out the ways in which we can continue to improve on making you all feel connected. Not just coming in for the money. It's like giving you a project. What's going on in the street? Say, the choir, I get a letter from our choir director. The choir hasn't gone on tour.
No.
They don't have
We used to have them every year.
They don't have this. Well, we need to figure that out. I said to myself, there got to be the alumni that if the choir wanted to come, they pay for them to come.
Yeah, we sent them a check every year.
Yeah, I know. So it's the lack of connectedness right now. So that's the strategy that I want to start at the point, is trying to create this connectedness, and then people will feel, better about when you do make the ask. I don't think you have to hit people over the head every time they ask you. You gotta say, hey, do you know what's going on here? It's like, I'm interested in that. Tell me more about it. Then they tell you more about it. Say, I'd be interested in supporting somebody. So it's more than just the ask. We got to get that connectedness.
And a simple thing we do at the Y is that our emails go out with a donate button on it. They send out emails almost every day too. But at the bottom of every email, there's a little button you can click on. It says donate now. Something simple like that. Captain?
I have a two-part. My initial question was, I know your desire is to give unrestricted funds. However, if people aren't giving, so for instance, the Deltas will be convening homecoming this year. But we've been asked in honor of our Smith Brad, who's the national president, put it into her endowment. So my question is, how does that?
So that helps.
impact?
So let me, that's a great point, and that's a great point. Yeah, unrestricted money is always good because that helps operations. It can go to operations. But one of the things that sustains many of these very successful large institutions is our endowments. And I have a commitment, I've said this publicly, so I don't mind telling you, I want to get our endowment to $100 million. Johnson C. Smith has one of the largest, among the larger endowments among HBCUs. I was in a meeting recently, I won't say the other schools, but we're in a meeting and they're similarly situated like us, meaning probation. So they were talking and we were meeting with the UNCF. And the UNCF was saying, we got to figure out a way to help you all increase your endowments. It'd be great if you could get to 25 million. He was talking to these other schools. I just sat there and said, my God, they got to get to 25 million. Anybody know what our endowment is? What do you think our endowment is?
60 million.
And it's about 60 million right now. It'll probably be about 66 at the end of the year, something like that. I want to get it to 100 million. So let me tell you why I want to get it to 100 million. If we had an endowment of 100 million without doing anything, we get $5 million a year off it. If I had $5 million a year, I could give that kid $18,000 so he can come back next year. If I had $5 million a year, I could, maybe capitalize a financial stream so I could build a new dorm. If I had $5 million a year, there's a whole bunch of things I can do. We can get there. So I don't talk about me, but so I don't mind. So if we need to get endowment money that can go to scholarships and things like that, we can fund scholarships. That is, it's even more lasting We do have some current needs, but what I have been focused on is really trying to get the endowment. I want to get to $100 million before I leave.
Is that gonna be in the